This strategy, literally, I passed every funded account with this strategy. I literally been getting payouts. Passed every funded account, and I have like a 70% win rate with this strategy right here. Okay, all right. First things first, guys. I like to go on a 30 to the 1 hour. Sometimes the 1 hour if it's looking a little too a mess. And then I like to mark out my zones right here. So this is where I mark out my support and resistance. As you can see, we got support. Resistance, resistance, support. And as you can see, this is a valid support and key area right here. So I like to mark a couple, 30 minute. I go on a 30 minute and I look for these zones where you get these retests from and the most touches from. So I see another one right here. So this is where it could be TPs from. This is where you could be looking forward to go long, things like that. And then I like to place around like 3 to 5. I get as many as I could. I like to get as many touches as I could. So I like to see where it's acting as resistance too. So say about right here. Yeah, because that's where I get that retest. All right, so boom. All right, for example, guys. So say if this is what you have set up before 9:30. All right, let's see. I can probably replay this. All right, so as you can see, you can take a few options here. This is where it gets a little, like where, because you react to the market, you guys. You guys are not. I'm not gonna come into the market one day like, I think it's gonna go up. No, we don't know. I don't know. You don't know. So what I simply do is I come here and I only react to the market. So, for example, I will literally. One second, y'all. I will literally just wait right here, and as you can see, this formed a head and shoulders too as well. But I don't trade till 9:30, so I don't trade till like about right here. So, as you can see, we got a fake out right here, fake breakout, and then this is the trade I got mad. I wanted to enter this trade right here. So as you can see, about 9:30 right here, we got this breakout, and I was supposed to get in on this retest right here. I was supposed to get in on this retest of this breakout right here. Boom. And then this thing, like, wait, where was it? No, it was a little bit lower. I believe it was about right here. Yeah, it was this breaking retest right here of this line. This little piece right here, I was supposed to get in on this engulfing candle, but I waited it out because it's not a part of my strategy. So, I waited it out. I was waiting for it to hit this next zone. I'm not gonna take a trade in the middle of the area. That's kind of why I didn't want to like fully get into this one. But this was still a good trade, bro. That was honestly still a good trade. But as you can see, once it touches this area right here, this key area, this is where you want to wait. Cause look, sometimes price will just liquidate out of this. It will push out. People think it's a breakout, and it literally just comes back in. So that's what it does. It sweeps out like these. So basically, price today, it swept out all this liquidation, bro. Price literally came and swept all this liquidity right here, and then after it sweeps liquidity, that's when it tries to after it sweeps liquidity, that's when it tries to reverse, and that's where I go for these reversal trades. So I enter this trade right here. Once I saw a shift of structure, I'm not entering a trade unless I see a shift of structure at this area. So where we got the shift of structure, honestly, it was right here. You got your first shift of structure right here, so you can see you got a higher high, a lower high, no higher high no more, and then you got this lower low. It broke this, so that's where you could have entered the trade. I could have got in from way more, about right there, but I didn't because the last trade I took, I rushed it, so I wanted to just be a little more patient, learning from my mistakes. So that's when I entered the trade about right here, because I'm like, price is gonna come sweep all this liquidity soon. This trend line liquidity, and it's gonna come grab all this soon. And as you can see, that's exactly what it did. We got our TP right there, and as you can see, what is price doing now? Price is still floating around here. I got out about like right here, you guys. It came all the way down here. I was about like 1100 in profit, and then it came up here, and then once I saw it made this lower low again, I kind of got out like once I saw it break this, because then it's a change of reversal. We got a double bottom. I did not want to be in right there. I'm good. I'm fine with what I won. I won $800 on this trade right here today. As you can see, this is a real funded account. I'm just waiting for it to update today. Everything's gonna update. Don't mind this average losing trade. You know, guys, don't mind that. You guys always want this. Your average losing trade. You want your average winning trade to always be double or 3 times X amount. But don't mind this. This is gonna adjust as time go on, guys. This account was just completed, so you know, it's just I'm just now getting into it. But yeah, guys, very simple strategy, guys. And this is where you want to use confluences like candles, you know, you fair value gaps. You want to use all your other confluences to go with this volume. But it's literally very simple, guys. Price literally does the same thing over and over. The less things you have on your chart, the less confused you are, and the more clarity you have, and the more likely you will win. As you can see, guys, this is fairly simple, bro. Price, I mark these areas because price stays in these zones. So once price hits these demand zones, sometimes if it's equal highs, it will liquidate out of here, just like this. It will literally just liquidate out of these highs, and it's just gonna come back in. It's gonna literally come back in, and that's all price does sometimes. So, and if it, so say this is how I figured out if it's not liquid, if it's not a liquidity sweep. So if it breaks here, if it comes here, well, for example, because this was a liquidity sweep right here. I mean, you still got a great retest, but not that. This wasn't that good because I would not get on because it's a candle. So I would have probably got it on this one. So basically, right here, this would have came down. It would have hit this and then hit up to this high. That would have also been a good trade. If you would have, you know, you came right here, you know, you went to a smaller time frame, you found out the key areas, and then you waited for there. But more than likely, guys, price, if you go to a higher time frame, let's see. So as you can see, guys, these were all equal highs, equal highs, equal highs. So price came and liquidity grabbed all this, and then finally came back in and finally dropped a shit ton. So you guys, that's what I'm saying. You guys just react to the market, guys. I can come in at 9:30 and say I think the market's gonna do this, and it doesn't do that, guys. You just react to the market and make it simple. So basically, so right here, so say if this was 9:30, this broke out, I would have said, okay, I'm gonna wait for the retest right here. I'm gonna wait for it to come all the way back right here, and I'll get into the buy to the last highs. Okay, but if it not, so say if I lose this trade, okay, price obviously wants to reverse. So if price wants to reverse, so say if I got in, you know, on this retest and it kept going. So price wants to reverse. So what I would do to make sure this is not a liquidity sweep is I'll wait for it to retest right here and then get in. You guys, that's just the key of the game, guys. As you can see, this trade is still going. You know, we just broke, let's see, we just broke 15-minute structure. Well, we got 7 minutes left. That can take back up. But yeah, guys, it's that simple. Yesterday trade was basically the same thing, like literally. Yeah, yesterday's trade was the trade I took. So basically, boom. Oh yeah, this trade, I took this trade right here. I took this short right here. Price was just so far out. I'm like, okay, I took this short right here. Was it this one? I'm not sure, guys. I don't wanna steer y'all wrong. So I'm not gonna talk about yesterday's trade. Hold on 1 second. I gotta find it because now I'm kind of okay. Oh yeah. So basically, I just got in on the breaker retest of this zone. And then if I said if it came under here, boom boom, I would got in for sales. And that's basically all I do, guys. Like I just react to so basically if this price broke out of here, came down, retested, looked good, we got to shift the structure right here on a lower time frame, it looks good, still a good trade. Same thing, if this price came way up here and I'm like, okay, it just was liquidity, it was just a liquidity sweep. I see this was just a liquidity sweep, so I see this coming up here, reversing, and then dropping. It's that simple, guys, and that's all I do. I kind of combine Alex strategy mixed with Mamba, like waking up at 9:30, and this is kind of what I'm becoming as of right now. So yeah, guys, that was today's trade. If you guys need any help, any questions, concerns, just give me a message. Katron Business Everywhere, Katron, or comment down below, and I'll help y'all guys out. Peace.